Hewitt's kicked two. He is trying to lift his team.
Yes, Elijah Hewitt's 2 goals from 22 disposals and 12 contested possessions on Friday night against Essendon. The Eagles, much better, but still 2 points adrift of the Bombers at the final siren. Joining us on the show now to talk about it, Gavin Bell, the Eagles General Manager of Footy. Gavin, welcome.
Yeah, thanks very much, Duff.
Gavin, the language around the omission of Oscar Allen was managed. Does managed mean dropped?
No, it doesn't, Duff. We made the decision towards the back end of the week that that the weekend just gone was the weekend to manage Oz. He was back in yesterday. We gave him a couple of days off over the weekend, and all things going well, he'll train today and be available to play against Hawthorn.
So has Oscar been less than fully fit then in the opening rounds of the season when he's been struggling a bit for form?
No, he's just done a huge amount of work, Duff, and whilst sort of 5 games in, he'd also done a lot of work in the pre-season as well, so just trying to manage him. He's had interrupted last few years, so just trying to give him the best chance to play a full season for us, the things that we look at indicated that he needed to be managed last week.
Was there any concern, given the ruckus over the meeting with Sam Mitchell, was there any concern from the club on the reception he might get from the home crowd against the Bombers on Friday, and was that a factor in the decision to manage him this week?
Not at all.
And does he definitely play this weekend? He's right to go.
Yeah, train today, train Thursday. We actually fly out Saturday. So, at this stage, Duff, we're expecting Oscar to play.
What was better about the game against the Bombers from your perspective, Gavin?
We just thought our intensity was really high. We're working hard, and many of the coaches are working hard on our setups and structures around the ball. So we thought defensively we were much better. Whilst the Carlton game was very difficult in terms of contested ball and so on, we thought we started to move the ball a bit better as well and started to play in a style that Minnie's demanding of our group as we try to improve. So across the board, some really pleasing things there. We thought some of the contest work of our younger guys was improved as well. But at the end of the day, we dropped our guard for a 15, 20-minute window in the third quarter. They capitalised on that, and unfortunately we didn't get the win.
Elijah Hewitt was terrific for you after half-time. He was trying really hard in the first half, but probably a little bit rusty and misguided, but he certainly found his groove after half-time and looked like your most impactful player and the one most likely to get you up and over the top of the Bombers. That must have been very pleasing for you.
Well, yeah, you're right, Duff. We thought first half he was sort of battling to really impact the game, but he just did a few things prior to half-time that, with his speed and his power, that sort of grabbed our attention, and really pleased that he was able to compose himself, get himself back on track at half-time and come out and impact the game like he did. We've been really excited once we secured Elijah in the draft a couple of years ago. He's had a lot of interruptions, so just to get that glimmer of insight into what he could be for us as we go forward was really exciting, really pleasing, and we're just looking forward to getting to some continuity into Elijah. I think he's now played 18 AFL games, so we know there'll be some ups and downs, but if he can contribute like that, we're going to be a good side.
So in terms of the body, and the foot problem was a significant problem, it prevented him from playing any footy last year. Are we confident that's in the rear vision mirror now and behind him, or does he still have to be managed a bit?
Yeah, we still have to respect what the surgery that he had and the injury that he did have last year. We'll have to respect that, making sure that we don't just neglect it and just think everything's fine with Elijah. He'll be managed. We'll keep building him up. But really positive and really pleased to see what he did on Friday night.
Tim Kelly was left out of the game against Carlton, came back into the team. What did you make of his performance, and did you feel like you got a good response from him?
Yeah, love the fact that Tim responded. I know there was some talk around him playing in the waffle game and not having a huge impact. We didn't see it that way. We saw him working really hard offensively and defensively for the team, and that flowed into Friday night, and he certainly had a much better impact on the game. He's a proud man, he's a good man, and he responded in the way we'd hope.
If Oscar is back in the team this week, Gavin, where does he play? Because if you look at your young players that are going all right, plus the fact that Jake Waterman lit you up with those 4 early goals on Friday night. Archer Reid, Jack Williams. Jack Williams, of course, hit the scoreboard on Friday. So how do they all fit into attack, and is there a possibility that Oscar may come back and play elsewhere?
There's a possibility that could happen, Duff. We could also look at some of our other younger guys going back for some more experience to gain greater knowledge of the game as well. So we'll look at all those options. As I said, we haven't trained yet. We'll do that work this week and just see how everyone is and try and pick a side to beat Hawthorn.
Archer Reid has been very good for you as a young player. Is it maybe getting to the stage where he may get a rest?
Yeah, well, they're the things that we would weigh up, Duff. Not because Oscar's coming in as such, but more we'll look at all our young guys. We've debuted 4 players this year, which has been really pleasing. We've been a young team the last 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll just balance all that off because we're trying to build a premiership team, and that's going to take time, and we need to make sure we manage all of our players.
You changed your lead ruckman, Matt Flynn, coming into the team. He looked like he gave you a really strong physical presence and a contest around the ball. Tell us what the club thought of his performance.
Yeah, we were, again, really pleased with how Flinny responded. He went back to the waffle, played in the right spirit down there, came back into our team and competed really strongly. So we thought he did a good job against Draper. In saying that, we did have some issues at centre bounce where they scored from, and we'll continue to work our way through that with our connection with our rucks and our mids. But Flinny's a real competitor. He's a combative player at his best, and we were pleased with his return to the team.
Liam Duggan, your other captain alongside Oscar, has had a few struggles for form this year. Doesn't look like he's moving the way we are used to Liam moving. Is he carrying an injury? And how are you rating his performance?
No, there's no injury at this stage. He's played a variety of roles and had a variety of roles over the summer. His leadership is really critical for us, and I know Minnie sort of has stated this before. We obviously look deeper than just kicks, marks and handball stuff, as you know. So what Liam provides us on the field with leadership, direction, helping us set up is really critical. And whilst he's not shooting the lights out with his individual form, he's just such an important player for us for our team.
I was just watching him when he tried to turn. I think there was a moment in the game against Carlton, might have been on Fogarty, where Fogarty turned quickly and Liam just didn't move the way I think we're used to seeing him move. And I know there'd been an ankle issue in and around a couple of games early in the season. I was wondering whether that was a little bit of a lingering issue there.
No, he's been fine, Duff.
Bo Ellen, he obviously looked like he was on track for a round 1 debut. He got sick, lost a lot of weight, and you've been treading pretty carefully with him since then. How's he going, and how far away do you think he might be from an AFL debut?
Yeah, he missed a couple of weeks ago. He missed another game, unfortunately, with some illness. So, we're just trying to build him back up, Duff, give him the best chance that when he comes into the team, he's in good form, he's feeling good, he's strong and he's fit. So there's no doubt that Bo will get his opportunity at some point soon. Whether it's this week or not, I'll leave that with the match committee. But there's some real positive signs on the weekend in his waffle performance. We just need to get good continuity into his training and his games. We're in no rush to bring Bo in, but at the same time, I'm really excited for when the opportunity comes that he'll be able to play in our AFL side.
So is it a case of you're worried about there being a post-illness illness, like a fatigue issue, if you push him too hard? Is that why he's being taken along fairly gently? Yeah,
I guess from our point of view, Duff, we want to set all our guys up for success, and when he's had some interruptions with his training, with his gameplay and so on, we just need to make sure we give our young guys a really strong build-up to their AFL debut. We don't want to just throw them in there for the sake of it. He's here for the long term. We see a real future with Bo on our side, so there's no urgency to get him in. Once he's 100% fit, really healthy, in some good form, he'll play.
How important is it for a strong performance backing up from the Essendon game? The pattern in recent years at West Coast has been a reasonable performance followed by 2 or 3 poor ones. What do you do to make sure that you're able to back that up, and the things and the measurements you bought that were really good for you against the Bombers, that they're there again against Hawthorn this week?
Just continuing to stick to our process during the week, Duff. About our review was strong yesterday, showing how we want to play and what the side that we want to become. It gets down to our training, making sure that we're really switched on with our training session today and on Thursday. And then we go to Hawthorn, respecting them, knowing that they're a very good side. But we just give maximum effort. That's all we can ask, and that's what we're looking for from our players.
One more before I let you go, Gavin. Great to have Jeremy McGovern back in the team. Your defence looks completely different when he is there. Did he pull up okay, and is he right to go against the Hawks?
Yep, all things point towards Gov being fine to go. He's such an important player for us. Having missed a few weeks, I'm hoping that he'll continue to improve over the coming weeks with his own performances, because he's such an important player for us, and one of our great legacy players, and just looking forward to Gov continuing to help guide our young backline.
I lied about it being the last question. I've just realised I need to ask you one more. Big story in the West Australian suggesting that the Eagles are thinking seriously about making a pitch for Marcus Bontempelli. Are you able to shed any light on that for us?
The only light I can shed, Duff, is I haven't been involved in any of those conversations. I haven't heard that outside of the West.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Gavin. Thanks for joining us on the show. Good luck against the Hawks this weekend.
Thank you, mate. Bye.
Gavin Bell, the West Coast Eagles General Manager of Footy, 0487 736 736. If you want to share your thoughts with us on anything he said on the Harvey Norman Busselton text line, 13 12 55 is the Barrett and Dode open line. Barrett and Dode, because the little things are everything. We'll be back with more after the break.